Good morning, everyone. It's very early here, and it's very cool in my abode here, which I really like. And, I'm just kind of waiting for a hot flash to show up and go, yeah, take that. It's cold enough. I don't care, because now I'm just warmed up a little. I talk to my hot flashes. Yeah, well, relationships. What are you gonna do, right? I got my jade plant here. You see it right there? Yeah, isn't that pretty? My son gave that to me. It was very tiny. And it's been suffering a little bit. It's just now stopped yellowing. The lower flowers yellowing. I overwatered it. And I'm seeing all kinds of things happening. First of all, it used to be just this one right here in the middle stalk going up. And I have three growing out this way now. And it has these tiny little flowers, but I'm noticing that there's another type of flower coming out of it as well. They're tiny, it's hardly noticeable, but they are there. When one looks, more closely at something. When I noticed that, why are them leaves starting to yellow? What's going on? Then if it would fall off eventually. And so I overwatered it. Yes, they need very little water and then a long time in between. But then, so I had to really kind of go, okay, you're not doing well. What's going on? Let me feel you, kind of thing, right? And now it's doing all good again. I also, since I had to take it from outside to inside, winter's coming, had to find a place where I felt it would feel comfortable, be comfortable in here. So I had it first over there, then I had it over here, then I put it over there, and I feel now, the other thing too, I can look at it every day. And here, sitting in the bed, when I'm in the bed, when I'm in here, I'm mostly in the bed, and somehow it's just, yep, it got its groove back. Yes, yeah. And I'm very happy about it. So I thought I'll just show it off, right? Yes, you want to see it more up close. Come on, my beauty. See it? See that? Look how pretty that is, huh? Yeah, it's called a jade plant. There are different types. We thought first this was can't remember. And then I figured out it was can't remember that either. All I know it's a jade plant. My son gave it to me. There are new little leaves coming up again. So, yes. And I have 3 stalks growing out from the main stalk. And I love this plant. I just do. It, as I said, it doesn't have a big old flower coming out of it or whatever. It's just this amazing, beautiful array of leaves. And the stem is pretty amazing. And it's such a wonderful, lovable thing. Well, now, if it weren't called a jade, everybody knows what jade is, right? If it were called a poop plant, would I have the same relationship with it? Or is the name makes it more, right? My son gave me this plant. So no matter what it is called, I'll have a special relationship with this plant. All right, I have a good relationship with all of my plants. I look at them, I see, do you need something? How are you growing? And it's amazing on how I have this one plant that when it starts to get too dry, all of my plants need very little water. Then the leaves start to curl. Yes. Then I know, a little water is needed, right? So silently, but with their in a way that their body, his physical body is reacting to need or this or that, even joy, showing me how well they're doing. I've shared many stories about on how it is a bit difficult for me to be with a lot of people due to my spiritual nature being so open. Yes, whatever that means to people, right? And being on the farm, I have to deal with very few people. And not only that, but our lives on the farm, the people that are there, are not entwined as much as, for example, the lives of my children, my grandchildren are entwined with me. And having lived here, we went through a day yesterday, kind of really made this apparent to me. And I thought I should share this because we're being taught or told how to, for example, raise our children. Yes. And it's good guidance, a lot of good guidance out there. How to that relationship between parent and child. We're also we have a lot of avenues out there to better our conjugal relationship with our husband, with our wives. If you're a man, with your wife. If you're a woman, with your husband. Yes. Couples therapy and okay. And then there's a lot of self-help stuff out there, right? Yes, to get to know yourself better, right? Okay. Anyway, but I thought about on how does one, when you're good, when you're yourself, you're going, man, I gosh, when I look back at my life, and again, can you separate the great parts, the good parts in your life from the parts that brought you suffering or heartache or pain or whatever, unhappiness, anger, resentment? Can you separate those two? Or are they all mixed up? Yes? When food tastes really good, all of it tastes really good. It just tastes so good. It's so, we had another wonderful meal last night. My son-in-law gave me a great compliment. He says, I'm just amazed on how you are able to just take something, the simplest stuff, and make it into something gourmet. I looked at him going, well, every time, he says, okay. As if I thought, okay, all right. It's not every time. I said, but you know what? I'll take the compliment. But when then there's one thing on the plate that kind of, yes, doesn't taste so good, it messes up everything else on the plate as well, right? One thing's a little burnt or this, okay, what will you remember about that dish? The 3 other things on it that tasted great, or the just one that was messed up? Right? Can you separate that to the side of the plate and say, I'm not going to let that mess up the rest of my meal that still someone or yourself has prepared that's really good, right? Yes? All right, I'm saying that best thing would be just leave it off the plate. Don't even serve it. Well, sometimes you don't know. Okay, all right. Okay, just saying, using it also as an example, right? Well, some people don't. My granddaughter doesn't like onions, but the way I cooked them yesterday, she ate them. Yet, I'm sure that in the back of her mind it's going, oh, it's onions. Yeah, see? All right, we can look at it that way as well. Where am I going with this? So can you separate all your bad memories from your good memories and just look at the good memories? Don't worry so much about the bad ones. True mothers are a wonderful thing. Not too long ago that I was just, oh my gosh, thank you. I was wondering if we're ever going to be able to get to that. The past is the past. I said this before, though, about that. Right? That doesn't mean that the past doesn't still need restoring. But by being angry and resentful and I don't know what, that's not restoring the past. I understand how True Mother means that. And I think it's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing to just let go and say, yes, the past is the past. I've got to make something better with the present and the future for everyone, right? Yes, around me. So, to get back to, so yesterday my daughter had a migraine. I'm going to make that short. And I ended up taking, I said, okay, but she was off. So that would have been my off day from baby duty or whatever. Yeah, which doesn't really ever happen anyway. And I told her, I said, look, the thing is, here's the problem. When she's around, my granddaughter, youngest granddaughter, still nursing this and that, the mommy, when mommy's not feeling well, this and that, she doesn't feel well, okay? Or she gets cranky and demanding. And then she wants to nurse more. And of course, that would make my daughter more depleted, more exhausted, right? This and that. So, not that they didn't nurse, but these two have, my goodness. I told my daughter, I said, okay, you get to do 15 minutes on one side, 15 minutes on the other side. She's not going to go to sleep on it. You need your rest. And this is not resting, what you guys are doing. So my daughter seemed to be, okay. So I said, I'll take care of the little one today. You just go and take care of yourself. Done. Okay. And I'll let you know when I need you. Worked out really, really well. And my daughter did feel better last night. There is one thing though that went with that I thought about later on, and that is, how well do you know the people in your household? Yes? And how are the emotions of everyone individually dealt with? And again, why is it so important to have your parents involved in your life when you start having children and this and that, or someone that, okay, I'm just saying, unless you're already really, really well aware of that yourself. For me, now being here in a family, there's a reason why it's called family dynamics. My daughter didn't ask for a day off. My daughter didn't ask, Mom, would you just take care of the little one so I can go and take care of my migraine? Or just go and catch up on sleep, because the night before, yes, and all this. And just get a little peace of mind. Yes, yeah. Such a busy household, full-time job, I don't know what. And no, I was the one who said, you are taking a day off. I mean, you are taking a day off. And because I could feel her stress, her exhaustion. And it wasn't visible. My daughter doesn't visibly show it necessarily. I feel it. I can also feel when my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, with the birthday, this, that, and all her emotions, the stuff that goes through. Yes, my son-in-law is the same thing. The little one. And my daughter gave me a great compliment yesterday. She says, you're so good with her. I said, well, that's because we know each other, right? Yes? Getting to know you, right? Yeah. So I thought about on how one would explain on how you function with so many people suddenly around, and most probably don't realize that's what it is, where you get overwhelmed because you are spiritually open. You get overwhelmed, right, with all the emotions from everyone around you. I have very few emotions to give out except for love, okay? And love just includes everything. And the rest of it, I work through in the proper way, teaching myself. Yes? Okay. And I realized on how it is important for someone like me, now being around so many people again, and the emotions are just all coming towards me. Now, if I mix them all up, then they're just going to affect me, right? Yes? That the cause, right? Then it's going to affect my mood, my mental stability, right? If I just mix them all up. If all these emotions in the whole house here, with all the things going on, all the stuff that needs to be done, right? Yes? If I mix them all up, then they're just coming on to me like an onslaught. And then that's going to affect my well-being. Yes? Then I'm just going to be a part of the whole kit and caboodle. But what I realized, what I do, just like I do with a lot of learn to do in my life, is I keep each person as an individual with their emotions that are coming. Yes? So they don't get mixed up. So that then instead of me being affected, and also maybe, in good, of course, that's great. If everyone is smiling and laughing over a joke or this or that, and I then too, oh yeah, I got that one. I don't get all the American jokes till to this day. Then it's harmony, right? That's harmony. But if it's something towards more the negative, or that someone's trying to work out, or trying to figure out how to resolve that together, this or that, a conflict, then it creates mayhem, right? Well, I don't want to be here and create more mayhem, or make a bigger pool of emotions that are too mixed up and knotted up and all that, and oh gosh, now it just added on to everything. Not in a good way, right? But I don't do that, and I realized, why do I not do that? Because I have learned through my spiritual gifts to separate the people's emotions and look at each person and say, oh, that's what's coming, this is what's going on, and try to do what? Guide and be a teacher. Yes? That's not really being taught, is it? Yes? I find that interesting on how to deal with family dynamics as a whole family, right? Knowing the place of each generation, grandparents, parents, children, on how that is all mixed up and doesn't really have its proper place, right, of guidance. What do children do? Children just give. No, they just take. No, children just give. Children give. They constantly give. Love, 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 fun till they get to a certain age and you have indoctrinated them and brainwashed them enough. Yes? Then things start to change. But until then, all they do is they just give. They need, but as far as do they take, in a way that it could be understood, there is a give and take, yes. But children mostly only give, 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 give. Watch them. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. But I'm not wrong. You will see. Just as I said to this one guy, you can't pray for yourself and not be selfish. It's not happening. There's no unselfish prayer out there. When you pray for yourself, it's always going to be selfish. You can be grateful for what you've received, this and that, in a prayer. Yes, thankful. Appreciate. But that's returning love and love to love from our Heavenly Parent. We receive all this love, right? To then do what? Oh, live a happy, hunky-dory life. Make $1 million. Drive the best car out there. I don't know what. Have wonderful jewelry, this and that. Wear a crown. Have a gun. Okay, just say. Is that what it is? Or rather, on how to make it through life. Make it through life in a joyful way. I always loved this in the introduction to the divine principle. Now I said that, and I know what I want to say, but how's it said exactly there? It's like the reason to live life is to bring God joy, right? Yes. So how do we do that? So this is my gift to all of you guys. When you are a driving force in your family, even within your friends, and you are spiritually open, or even if you're not, but you realize that the emotions of others are affecting you, and then in a way one wants to, right? At one point last night I said to my daughter, hey, I got it, you're not feeling well, but don't take it out on the people around you. She says, have I been doing that? Have I been doing that to you? And I said, well, not necessarily towards me, but, I'm here too. I hear it all as well. And she looked at me, she said, oh. Right? So, rather than snapping back and going, hey, I just said, hey, I get it, you're not feeling well, but don't take it out on the people around you. And it immediately, she's like, oh, yeah, okay, yes, center, right? Yes. Remember to separate the people's emotions from each other. So that it doesn't just become one cloudy ball, right? Where you can't see what needs to be restored and where the love is, and because it's all too mixed up. So keep each person that you are around separate and just focus on when it comes, right? Well, most people don't do that. Well, I do that because I feel so much of it, right? Yes, that's always been like that. That's why I didn't like to be around crowds of people or meditate with other people. Are you kidding me? Why would I want to know all this out of their lives? Well, people, when you meditate, actually, they're supposed to center and clear their mind. Yeah, I'll tell you how they clear their mind. Okay, just saying. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to share. Separate. And you are in a family and live in a family with many members, this and that, tempers are on high, this or that. In order for that to not happen and keep always a nice, steady household, is that possible? I believe it is possible. And if something comes along, one can deal with it in a much more reasonable manner than most things are being dealt with. What do they end up with these days? Shouting matches, falling out, falling out with your brother, falling out with your sister, mother, father, whatever, and over what exactly? Yes, that's too many emotions, running high all together, and somehow then when you're there with your emotion and feed that, then it becomes even a greater mess. So I realized with me being here with this family, I separate them all out. And then when I feel like it is needed, I'll say a little something. Right? Yes? To guide, to teach, to harmonize, not to create more havoc. Yes? You got that? All right. All right. Just thought I'd throw that out there because that doesn't seem to be something that's actually taught. We are told, oh, you got to get along as a family, this, that. Yeah, tell me how to do that. We do that by taking each person as an individual with their emotions, and we don't mix them up. Yes? Yeah. It's not that hard to do. It's actually a really amazing thing to do so. It takes a lot of practice. All right, we're in the book of Job 27. Job, did you hear all that? So pretty. Love this plant. I love all of my plants. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Yeah. Something just came to my mind. Oh, you're really lonely. Okay, this makes a good example. You're really lonely when you start talking to your plants, right? No, just means you really found your true friends. There. Don't let people put stuff in your head that's not there, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why did I bring that up? If I remember it, after Job, oh my God, I already talked for 26 minutes and haven't even said anything out of the Bible. Then I will tell you why I just said that. If it's needed to say. Because okay, all right. Book of Job 27. Job reaffirms his innocence while acknowledging God's power. You know, these overtitles never seem to be actually what's happening here, but let's see. Well, maybe we'll get there. And Job continued his solemn discourse. He said, I swear by the living God who denies me justice, by Shaddai who has filled me with bitterness, that as long as a shred of life is left in me and the breath of God breathes in my nostrils, my lips will never speak evil, nor my tongue utter any lie. That he knows of. I threw that in. Far from admitting you to be in the right, I shall maintain my integrity to my dying day. I take my stand on my uprightness. I shall not stir. In my heart, I need to be ashamed of my days. Oh, in my heart, I need not be ashamed of my days. Let my enemy meet the fate of the wicked, my adversary the lot of the evildoer. He said, okay, you know what? You can't have it going both ways. My lips will never speak evil. Let my enemy meet the fate of the wicked, my adversary the lot of the evildoer. What is that? Is that the tongue? Is that the speech? Is that are those words of love? Are those words of good? It's fall time, you guys. As I cough a little more, as you can notice, as you probably noticed. Is it? Well, if it's not, then what is it? Okay, can we be done with this until I'm done here? Let's do this one more time. Maybe you guys are getting it too. My lips will never speak evil. Let my enemy meet the fate of the wicked, my adversary, the lot of the evildoer. How does he know they're evildoers? How does he know they're full of wickedness? Okay, I'm just saying. What's he doing here right now? Yet he says, I will never speak evil. Well, what's that? Yeah, but now, okay, you can understand it however you want to. But that's fallible right there. That does not, no. Okay, just saying. For what hope does the godless have when he prays and raises his soul to God? That's a fallible sentence right there. For what hope does the godless have when he prays and raises his soul to God? That means they're not godless, are they? That's a fallible sentence right there. I'm just saying, well, but it is meant, well, then write it down according how you mean it, because that doesn't make any sense, according to how I understand it, unless the translations are just crap. Okay? For what hope does the godless have when he prays and raises his soul to God? Well, then they're not godless. Why would they pray to God and raise their soul to God if they are godless? Okay, not just saying. Is God likely to hear his cries when disaster descends on him? Did he make Shaddai all his delight, calling on him at every turn? Now, how are they making God look like here again? Oh, come on, you know what? Whatever. But I am showing you the way that God works, making no secret of Shaddai's designs. And if you had all understood them for yourselves, you would not have wasted your breath in empty words. What did I bring up? My daughter didn't feel good at all yesterday. I gave her the rest, this, that. Everybody tried. No, okay. I sent my granddaughter up with a cup of rosemary tea, which helps with migraines and headaches and stuff. And so we all trying, and then just, okay, well, understandable, but I felt like I had to say, hey, slow down a little bit. Yeah, I get it. You're not feeling well, but. And she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, did I not treat you well? I'm going, no, not me. You're fine. But I'm around. Anyway, and it seems like Job's doing exactly the same. And if you had all understood them for yourselves, you would not have wasted your breath in empty words. What is he talking about here? His friends trying to, encourage him, most of the time, encourage him until they kind of said, hey, why are you throwing that at us? Here we are visiting you, Really? You have to take such offense? You really think we're just here to see how badly you're doing? I thought we were friends. Okay, just saying. What is not being said here from others? Say, hey, Job, listen to yourself. Yes? Well, anyway. And because his emotions are all running wild right now. Yes? Discourse of so far the fate of the wicked. This is the fate that God assigns to the wicked. The inheritance that the violent receive from Shaddai. Okay. Though you have many children, it is but for the sword. His descendants will never have enough to eat. Plague will bury those he leaves behind him, and their widows will have no chance to mourn them. Widows, not windows. My glasses, I need stronger glasses. And their widows will have no... Oh, I have a pair, actually. Can I take them out? Oh, those are the other ones. I've got to get those out, I think. Next up. Stronger glasses again. Plague will bury those he leaves behind, and their widows will have no chance to mourn them. Though he amass silver like dust, and gather fine clothes like clay, let him gather. Some good man will wear them, while his silver is shared among the upright. You know what, man, if there isn't jealousy, again, oh, yeah. Well, first of all, it's not happening that way, not to this day. And the thing is that this is like jealousy oozing. How do I say that? jealousy oozing upon others. Yes, I'm just saying. Wasn't he like that? Is this discourse of Sophar, the fate of the wicked? Okay, Sophar is saying that? So one of the friends. Not Job. Or he's... Okay, I'm not getting this one at all then. Because it sounds like, again, this is like Job talking, but now it's one of the friends. Ooh, Job is brainwashing his friends now. Okay, all right. Okay. It's just a masterpiece of poetry. How they came to that conclusion, I'm not getting, but okay. Let him gather, some good man will wear them, while his silver is shared among the upright. Now that would be stealing. All he has built himself is a spider's web, made himself a watchman's shack. He goes to bed rich, but never again. He wakes to find it has all gone. Terror assails him in broad daylight. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. I can see this now and where this is going. And at night a whirlwind sweeps him off. An east wind picks him up and drags him away, snatching him up from his homestead. Pitilessly he is turned into a target and forced to flee from the hands that menace him. His downfall is greeted with applause. He is hissed wherever he goes. Whoa. All right, we're going to read the rest of this here as well, because I have no idea. Now it says 24. 24. I don't know if this is a part of 24. Oh, I see. No, it's when they do the because it continues on with the little 23, so it'd be 27, dash 23 in the book of Job, and it I don't know why they pulled out 24 like this though. You know what? Whatever their reasoning. He is no more than a straw floating on the water. His estate is a curse throughout the land. Nobody goes near his vineyard. As drought and heat make snow disappear, so does Sheol anyone who has sinned. The tomb that shaped him forgets him, and his name is recalled no longer. Thus wickedness is blasted as a tree is struck. He used to ill-treat the childless woman, and show no kindness to the widow. Oh, how would he know that about Job? But he who lays mighty hold on tyrants rises up to take away a life that seemed secure. You know what? Has come up before, that there's something in Job's life where he mistreated a woman, where he mistreats a woman. Ooh. Ah, interesting. And his friends seem to know it, but due to the fact that, hey, the laws allow it all. Okay, all right. He let him build his hopes on false security, but kept his eyes on every step he took. He had his time of glory, now he vanishes, wilting like the saltwort once it is picked, and withering like an ear of corn. That's the end of 27. All right, so one thing I'm finding here, first of all, okay, so that is Sophar, again, one of the supposed friends. Sure sounds like Sephar's losing a little bit of his patience now here, right? And without saying he's kind of letting Job know, hey, you know what? There must be a reason why this happened to you, right? And obviously, okay, so does he know something about Job or does he not? But the other thing too is that what came to my mind is when not me. When disaster befalls a family, and we've had this happening uh, here in the United States recently again with the hurricanes and all that, which people are making it sound like, oh, the hurricanes are getting worse. This and you know what? I've lived enough years in this country now to know that no, it's always been like that. We may have had a year here and there in between where things weren't so bad. You guys remember the fires in the Oakland Hills? How many homes burned down? For example, that was a natural, sounds like to me, natural disaster. It was really dry. It didn't take much to get that fire going, I'm sure, even if it was someone that, okay. But I'm just saying, right? Yes, there are all these natural disasters we call them. But I have to explain this before. Why are you in the middle of it? We already know by now. We have the science and this and that out there to know you just don't live in certain places. If you don't want to be right in the middle of the mayhem when it begins again, hurricanes are really, really important for the ocean. Did you know that? Go read up on it. Right? Yes? Yeah. Anyway, and why it keeps islands actually afloat, not sink them. Anyway, so now lost my thread. Where were we talking about all this? Well, anyway, so what people though will say is, oh yeah, for the hurricanes, it's climate change. No, it's not. Okay, I mean there may be some climate change going on, but is it because of all of us here living on Earth, this and that? Yeah, you know what? Again, start on one thing. Okay, if you're really such an advocate for all that, if everybody gets together and says, we got to take care of that garbage problem we got going, okay? And how do you do that? Number one, stop buying everything in plastic, this and that. Yes? Just don't get it. There's a couple of times now that I opened up a can of something and it's only 3/4 filled or 2/3. Oh, I'm finishing up my... How is everything? Oh, good. Where it was only 2/3 or 3/4 filled. Well, why not make a can according to the amount of what there is? Oh, so just so it looks bigger and more, but then you open it up and you're going, where's the other half of the can of what's in it? You get it? So if you're really interested in, climate change, this and that, then let's start taking care of the garbage, the amount of garbage. That's something that we can do all over the world. Yes? All right, just saying. Now, I've got more important people here than you. Well, okay. Gotta get going, and this video is getting awfully long, which also means I didn't get to the other thing, though I remembered to say something. Okay, I will say just this really quick. I don't like to leave people hanging. I saw a guy on a post talk about on how the immigrants, okay, on how they are so valuable and that we don't understand on how they are really contributing. Okay, I listened to about 3/4 of that post and I turned it off and I said, wow, if I've ever seen someone try to brainwash people, and you know what? The people went for it. Not all of them, okay? Yeah, I agree when it comes to legal immigration. But the illegal immigration that's been going on, the guy says, oh, crime has been down because of the gun. What? Come again? That's not true. There's many other things that are not true that this guy is saying. Don't be fooled by stuff like that. You want to be fooled? Go first. Or not fooled. Or you want to be fooled? Okay, whatever. Go and look up this stuff yourself. There's a lot of stuff going on with people just floating into this country where nobody then knows where they are and what they are doing this now. Supposedly they're paying more taxes. That's not true. It's absolutely 100% not true. Okay? Anyway, just saying. There's a post floating around out there talking about this. And people say, oh, this guy, he's really good. No, he's not. He's brainwashing you. That's a very classic example of brainwashing. Okay? He never mentions illegal immigrants. He just mentions immigrants. Okay? Yes? Legal immigrants? Yes, of course. But we got something else going on in this country, right? That needs to be regulated again. Just saying. All right. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you and embrace you with love. And I will talk to you all, God willing, tomorrow.